Hi, please can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. Um, as I mentioned earlier, I'm grateful that you all made time to join the session. So, as you all know, this session is about applying to be a Women Techmakers Ambassador. And I'm going to quickly share the link to apply for the Women Techmakers and we would go through it. But first of all, I would like to introduce the speakers we have today, and I want them to introduce themselves by speaking about how they found themselves being Women Tech Makers Ambassadors. Yes, Samira, I am recording, so you may proceed. So, any one of you may want to start.
It's Adiza's fault I'm here, so she should start.
Samira, what have I done? Hello, everyone. My name is Adiza Alhassan, and can you tell me the question again? I think it escaped me.
Okay, so I want you to introduce yourself and tell us how you came to be a Women Techmakers Ambassador.
Oh, okay. So, I'm Adiza Alhassan again, and I'm a web developer at Auspicious HR, and I am a machine learning and AI enthusiast. Before I even joined Women Tech Makers, I already was a member. So you can be part of their member community. They can be sharing meetings and all those things. So forward, I think my lecturer sent it to me. She sent it to me that I should just apply and for the membership. So I just applied and I think the membership.
Sorry, your lecturer from undergrad or postgrad?
Yes, yes, undergrads at
Oh, okay,
UCC. Yes, she sent it to
okay.
me. I think the she's part of them as well, and she sent it to me that I should just check it out. So I joined the member as a member, so they share resources and all those things. So one day when I went back checking my page and I saw the Women Tech Makers um opportunity and I just applied, and lo and behold I got it. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's quite short and direct. I mean, you got someone to share the link with you, and in the end, you found yourself applying.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Samira? I know you, dear. You organize so many things, and you are always all over the place. I stand to be corrected though, but yeah. So how did you
Yeah.
become a women tech? For how long? Wait, Adiza, how long have you been a women technical ambassador?
It's not even for a year. I applied last December and I got it last December.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yes.
all right, all right. So Samira, over to you.
Um, I don't know where you got that idea about me, but okay. Um, so my name is Samira Ali. I am. It's always hard to describe myself. I'm an electronic engineer by training, and I'm an embedded software developer uh, by profession. And I live and work in France with an engineering consultancy. And so I'm on a client project right now working on Massey Ferguson tractors. I don't know if you know Massey Ferguson, but yeah, so I work on tractor software. Women Techmakers. I became Women Techmakers Ambassador because of somebody called Kafui Doris Ansinyevu, who was the former Women Techmakers Ambassador for the community in Accra, Ghana. I was a member already. I don't remember how long ago I joined. I think they formed it around 2012-ish. That's when WTM Accra came to exist. And Kafui was the ambassador then. And I used to attend events and stuff like that. And then when Kafui decided to let go of the role, she asked me to help with the community and take over. So that's how I became a Women Techmakers Ambassador. But I will clarify some things. The method Adiza used is fairly new. So now anybody can apply to be a Women Techmakers Ambassador as long as you qualify or you meet certain requirements, which I guess we'll talk about. And previously, there were communities. So Women Techmakers is a Google program. So
Yeah.
besides Google developer groups, they created Women Techmakers for the women in tech from Google. And then that has expanded throughout the world now. And before, so how I became an ambassador was through Kafui recommending me, because the only way you could become an ambassador was that you had a community you were running. And I don't think there was an exact term of office, but I guess if you feel like you don't want to lead the group anymore, you can always recommend somebody. So you would have had to be recommended by the previous lead, and then they will do the onboarding. And until the onboarding is finished, you are not exactly on the program. So I think only last year or so was when they decided to create the Women Techmakers Ambassador program as a standalone program where any woman in tech could apply to become an ambassador. So you don't necessarily have to be a community lead or be part of a Women Techmakers community to apply to be an ambassador. I guess we'll talk about the rest later. So
Oh, okay. So at first it was strictly those who were leading who would hand it over to you, and
yes,
now
it
it's
was
open to
community
anyone.
based. So, but now
Wow.
it's not community based.
Okay.
That is why we have, that's why you hear somebody introduce themselves as WTM Accra Ambassador. You have WTM, I don't know, another city ambassador. We had WTM Kumasi, WTM Accra. So you have a WTM Kumasi ambassador. But that is for WTM Kumasi community. But
Okay.
now you can have many WTM ambassadors, but not strictly attached to a community.
Okay.
Mm.
This is truly eye opening. I wouldn't have guessed it because for me, I joined Women Techmakers this year, as you are aware, Samira. I had been following Google developer groups, ACA, since last year, but I also found out about the WTM this year, and I was quite curious. I think I spoke to Adiza about it, and she told me that truly she used the online platform, but apparently the reason it wasn't well known is because it was on a community base. Once you are being recommended, then you become an ambassador. So wow, that means you are really doing a lot of work, Samira, for you to be volunteered. I mean, it's huge. Yeah.
Ah,
So
you
back
say
to you,
so.
Samira. So what
Mhm.
motivated you to take it up?
Honestly, it's just because Kafui asked me. I can't say no to Kafui. So if it was
Okay.
another person, I probably would have not agreed to it, but I don't know. I don't know why I agreed to it because at that time I had just moved out of Ghana. I was having my own struggles. I still do, but I mean, I knew I wouldn't do it alone. So I thought, well, why not? It's not that big of a deal. Let me just try it. But because we operate as a community with Google developer groups, the GDG lead also has helped me a lot, and we've been able to round up some volunteers who also help a lot. So even though I'm the lead, I mean, you realize I don't talk so much or you don't see me doing stuff, but things happen. So basically, I'm a virtual manager.
Wow. Yeah, and you're really rocking it. Okay. What about you, Adiza? What did you see in the application that motivated you to apply?
Yeah, honestly, I was fresh out of school, and no, I think after my service, I saw it and I realized that most of the qualifications I've already achieved some of them, and I gave it a try. For me, I usually go online, look for such opportunities that are there. I apply. Some of them, I believe I know. I don't really qualify for it, but what will I lose from applying? So I apply, and I was even shocked when I saw that they picked me, and yeah, that's it. So
Oh, so yeah, one of those people who sees opportunities and keeps applying.
I tell you.
Okay. Oh, I know I'm in good company. Samira is saying it's competitive. Can you shed more light?
So I'm pretty sure they get, I think the last time we had a meeting, they said so far in SSA region alone. So the communities are divided into regions, and we are part of SSA, which is Sub-Saharan Africa. So in Sub-Saharan Africa alone, they have received more than 650 applications, and that's just Sub-Saharan Africa. It's not to say that, oh, they are going to pick from every region. That is likely, but they will not also tell you how many people from each region they will take. So if you put in your application, you should know it's like applying for a job. You're going to be competing with hundreds, sometimes thousands, especially the Nigerians, if they all decide to apply. Ah, fun fact, even though Nigeria is part of Sub-Saharan Africa, they are a separate region because of their numbers. So, so we have Nigeria as a region separately because there are that many. And the rest of um, Sub-Saharan Africa form a separate region. So there are a lot of applications that go in. So it's not easy to be picked. That's why if you have someone to recommend you, your chances are a bit higher.
Okay. So when you go with recommendations, you are more likely to be chosen among the lots. Okay. That's insightful. I actually thought so too because I was in my head I wanted to apply, but I was thinking about it. So I tried. I opened the link. I saw so many requirements, and I realized that nah, this is not one of the usual how to applying for tech opportunities that I usually do. This is something that requires a lot of thoughts and a lot of intentionality. And why are you laughing at me? Yeah, so at this point, I want us to go straight on how to apply. From the website, they mention you should review our terms and conditions and then apply. So I want us to do that first. Okay, so apparently that is a document. All right, then let's go to the application website itself. Okay, so Samira, would you like to say something about this since you didn't go through this portal? I think Adiza did. Adiza, did you go through this portal?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Or Samira, you also did go through this.
No, they just submitted my name to the regional leads and then they did everything and then I received the onboarding emails. But Advoku is a platform that they use, but I didn't use this when I was applying. Well, applied. I didn't even apply when I was doing my thing. So Adiza will be the best person to go through this.
All right, Adiza, then let's go through it together.
Sure.
Someone is saying I should reshare the link to apply. So I'll just get the link right from here and share it on the chat session. Quite a lot, but I hope when you tap on it to lead you straight to the Advoco platform. Okay, I'm just going to use this. I don't want to use another email. So let's go through it together. Adiza, you'll be doing more of the talking. Or should I unmute? Or would you like to share your screen so that you can just go through it?
Okay, I can share my screen then.
All right, sure. Okay, so while Adiza is working on sharing her screen, for those who just joined, I want to welcome you. I see Nora here. Nora, how are you doing? Is it the Nora I know?
No, I'm not sure I know you.
Okay,
Hi,
okay.
everyone. I'm
Hi,
good.
so good to have you. And thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining. All right,
thank you.
Adiza, over to you. Adiza, would you like to unmute?
Do you know I was talking to myself. I didn't know I was muted. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first thing is your personal information. So you tend to input all of it, your residence, select the job criteria that best fits you, your current. So I was into development, so I picked development, web developer, yeah. And the current position, I was a web developer. And your LinkedIn information. So let me kind of so that we can have all of the steps because it's required. So Ghana. I think this is very very important. Like what Samira said, your social should be engaging. They need to see what you've been doing and all that. It's very very much required. Thank you. I don't know why it's saying
I think it's
.com.
LinkedIn/in before.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.com. I think it's a forward slash something. Hold
Let me
on.
check. Let me check.
Yeah, forward slash in forward slash your name.
Forward slash in
I
before the dot com.
No, after the first slash, you put in and then another slash. Yeah.
It's still not working. Don't know.
Click on Twitter and let's see. I don't know if it's try HTTPS before the www.
Mm,
Okay, Adiza, I've gotten your link and I've shared it on the page, so you can just copy and paste.
perfect.
Adiza is missing her prayers.
Yes. You guys can hear it. Eh?
Mm. What's the time there? 7.
It's 7:27.
Isn't that late?
Yeah, so about you, please write a short bio that describes who you are, what you do, and what you are passionate about. So for me, I don't because if you are able to apply the short bio that you use to register for it, you still have access to it in your advocate. So I want to share that with you guys. So I go to my profile and copy. So this was what I wrote as at that time. Adiza, I am an IT enthusiast. I come from underprivileged community where my educational background relates to information technology and all that. So why are you interested in becoming a women tech makers? So I think this really really needs to come from the project that you've done, the volunteer works that you've done. I did some web development training with developers in Vogue and also Ghana Tech Lab. So all of those things was what I used to, I think, gave me the upper hand to do that. Do we need to even input all of that? Yeah. So let me just copy this and paste so that we can move to see the rest. I think this year they've added a lot of things because last year it was only I think the first one, this one, where the reason why you are applying and um your interest. But this time around, I think they've added the community impact separately. So that it says, are you an active or past participant in any of these other Google developer community programs? So as at that time, I wasn't part of any GDG. I just added NA. And as you can see, it's not really required because you can apply and get it and not being part of any GDG um program. But I think if you are part of GDG, it gives you an upper hand compared to someone who isn't part of GDG. So say, how many years of experience do you have with the above? So with this one as well, as at that time I would have written NANA, but if you are part of GDG, I think this will be much more important with your application. It says, please provide more details about your experience with any of the above. We want to hear more about your experience as a leader in your community. So you cannot necessarily be part of GDG, but you have engaged in community activities, as I said, not necessarily in tech, but um, yeah, in tech, like I said, I did training with developers in Vogue, Ghana Tech Lab, and some of volunteering works with organizations. So with that, you can input it here, the experience. So let me just put the same content. So what technical skills and years of experience do you currently have? So as at that time, again, I had web development skills, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So basically front end development, and yeah, web. So 0 to 1 years, or 1 years, 1 to 3 years. So it's basically, with your technical skills, it's based on you and the skills that you have and what you've been showing on your LinkedIn post. You can't come and say you have 4 years and they'll go to your LinkedIn account. You haven't done anything to show that you actually have 4 years of skills. So yeah. So please provide quick overview on your experience with an interest in the technology. So as I said, front end development, it basically pertains what I said. So at that time too, I volunteered for one non-governmental organization, and I was the one handling their websites and their social media platforms. All of those things, I added them, and I think that's what gave me the opportunity. So it's not easy, as Samira said. Yeah, so what Google technologies do you have experience with? We all have com. As at that time, I didn't really have much knowledge about the other skills. And if you do not have experience, are you interested? That's one thing I like about Google. If you don't really use their products, they kind of want to know in the future, will you be using them? So as a web developer, I can use Firebase, and I can use Flutter. Yeah. So, so do you have a referral for your application? No, but I think if you are to apply and you are being referred, you can put in yes. Let me see after the yes. Okay. So who referred you, your email, your organization, the organization that referred you, and the final step. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us that wasn't covered in this application? With this one, you tend to add more light on your community engagement and more of your interest in the tech field and what the advantages that you are going to get, and also the people that you are going to impact after getting this opportunity. And also, how do you hear about the ambassador program? So for me at that time, I just wrote Ada. That's someone recommended, someone sent the program to me. So please confirm that you are able to actively participate. Yeah, this is a confirmation and all that. Yeah. So I think that's all of the process. Mainly, before you need to really give community engagement. You need to impact. They want to know if you have really impacted before, so that if they are to take you in, you can continue what you are doing. I think that's all from my side. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you
Hope
so much for
I
taking
didn't
us.
hear from you. I thought I was speaking to myself again.
Oh, we could hear you.
Oh,
Thank you
okay.
so much for taking us through the whole process. And before you leave, can we ask you or Samira for referral if any of us on this call is interested? Can we shoot you a text or a LinkedIn message?
Sure, sure. Why not? We need a lot of people on board, because you can even be in Accra and still apply and get it. And with Nigeria, when you join the SSA, you can see even on Advoku, you are able to get access to a lot of people that are women tech makers, and you can even search, let's say, Nigeria, Lagos. You can see like tons of women tech makers. So I think if we are to get a lot of women jumping in, it will be of help. Yeah.
Samira, I'm seeing your messages in the chat. Okay, would you like to speak to it?
Because it's a little annoying when you are in a regional meeting when they say, "Oh, we are going to have IWD. We should maybe join with other ambassadors in other regions to have like how do you say, like a big regional conference or interregional conference." And then they'll say, "Oh no, but the Nigerians, they are their own region, so you cannot join them." Meanwhile, it's one country, literally.
Oh, well,
So
Nigeria is populous.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
So it's like if we also have a lot of people, we can become our own region.
that's true.
Yeah, and also we don't even have GDGs. I don't know if there is GDG Tamale. Why? I don't know
There's
if
Tamale,
there is.
there's Kumase.
Oh,
Tamale was just formed. They are trying to get WTM. There's a girl who is in the process, I think. Shafal.
oh,
Kumase, I think I know the previous ambassador, but I think she handed over to someone else. I don't know who because I don't even hear of them anymore. So I used to be Charity. She's no longer there. But I've not
yeah,
heard of any other region in Ghana where they
yeah,
have WTM.
yeah.
But
Because the last time
GDP,
I just searched Ghana GDG, and I just saw you, and I realized um there is a lot of work to be done in Ghana alone. Yeah.
yes. And but GDG generally we have GDSE, SCs too. So Google Developer Student Clubs. That's why I guess they are trying to add them to the WTM applications. So if you're a GDSC lead or you're part of GDSC, you could potentially apply to become a WTM ambassador. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. So we need a lot of people jumping in
Yeah.
as women tech makers, Ghana. Yeah.
I just wanted to share my screen so that I describe to you what the ambassador role requires, basically.
Actually, that was my next question because I keep hearing you guys say we went to the regional conference, we went to this, and you have to be active in the program. What does it entail? That was my next question. And thank God you're in the spirit. Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
you go ahead.
I'll do this. So this is the ambassador hub. I think Adiza, you have access to this, right? Or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. So this is the ambassador hub, and you'll go to. It has all the materials you'll need as an ambassador. So basically,
Oh
there.
yeah, I have access to it.
Okay. So there are sometimes we have resources that we might need. WTM Advoco is where we um, log our events. So anything you do as an ambassador, you're expected to log it. So I don't know if I should. Yeah. I have everything. I have everything already there, so it should be quick. So these are activities that other women tech makers have done, and they have logged it. So you can see the activity of every women tech makers ambassador around the world because they all log them here. And if I look at my profile, I haven't logged a lot, but yes. So basically, you just have to log everything that you do. When you log, you can either log an event, a speaking engagement, some resource that you created or generated for public consumption, or if you did some mentorship. And basically, if I go to the role, okay. So for the role, as an ambassador, you're a leader, passionate about impacting your tech community. That's why Adiza says, if you have made some impact in your community, it gives you an upper hand when you're applying to be an ambassador. So they want people who are passionate about impacting their community and dedicated to the mission to build a world where all women can thrive in tech. That is the goal of Women Techmakers. So that's the mission. You're expected to be active within your tech community by performing one or more of these activities. At least every 3 months, you should log something. So you don't have to do all of these. You can just decide that, okay, I'm just going to be organizing events. I'm just going to be speaking at conferences and stuff like that. Or I'm just going to be creating content, tech content specifically. Or you are going to be mentoring others. You can choose one of these, or you can do as many as you think you can take care of. And once you're able to do something, like I said, you have to log it. So, as an event organizer, your role is to choose to organize events for your local community. Ambassadors will be more successful if they are already part of an existing community. So if you are in a community already, it's easier. MFA says it's a big rule. Not entirely. It's not that bad. I mean, if you decide that you want to organize events and you are already in a community, it's easier because every time you organize or you help to organize an event, you can just log it, and that keeps your membership active. If you are used to speaking at events, then you just, find events to speak at and then you log it. So it's not as hard or as bad as it sounds. Here they say how you can do it. Event organizer, determine what content you want. You don't even have to do purely technical content. You can do inspirational content, career-driven content, different formats, meetups and stuff. You choose the kind of event you want to run. It doesn't have to be a specific type of event. It doesn't have to be technical all the time. You decide what kind of public speaking you want to do. But if you speak, they prefer when you speak on Google technologies or new features. So like Google I/O, if you go and speak, that's nice. Sharing your tech journey, things like that. There are also D&I talks that you can do. There are campaigns that are run by Google themselves. If you're able to do, like I Am Remarkable, it's a Google campaign. Reframing Your Narrative is a Google campaign. They are not technical related. We can create tech content and post on social media and just log it, depending on what you want to do. And then mentorship. So you can be a mentor anytime you provide guidance, direction, or knowledge to others. So every time you have a mentorship session with someone, you can also log it. So you can decide to just be a mentor or just mentor and speaker or event organizer and something. You choose. And how to log the engagements, because you might
Okay,
be
so
asking.
Samira, before you go to the how,
Yeah.
I would like to interrupt you by saying that thank you for sharing all these things. I mean, now it gives us more clarity and it gives us more confidence that we don't have to actually be everything.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to be who we actually are and probably do it even better. But then I remember you mentioned that for the public speaker, for instance, you could find you could search for, let's say, events to speak at. Is it
Mm-hmm.
on the platform or outside, or you can speak at events in other regions, or how is it like?
You can speak at any event you want, because your role as an ambassador, Women Techmakers Ambassador, is to be like a representative of women in tech. So anywhere where you speak on your expertise in tech, or anywhere where you do a tech talk, it doesn't matter if it's in your country, another country. In fact, during like Dev Fest, IWD, those are the biggest events for them. And any other conference where you are called to speak, it doesn't have to be in the same country. It can be anywhere. It can even be in a school. Anytime you speak, you can log it.
Mm, okay.
Mm, yeah.
All right, good to know. You may proceed,
So
please.
actually, if you were a Women Techmakers Ambassador, this event, you could have logged it. Like Adiza and I will log that we spoke here about the WTM application. That also counts.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Then it means I'm actually doing a
Yes.
community
So you
engagement.
qualify to apply, basically. If you have
Yes.
done any, like MFA, I've been seeing your LinkedIn posts. You qualify to apply because you do that. You create content. So it's not that big of a
Interesting.
role like you're thinking. You can just say, oh, I want to be a content creator. This is my social. This is what I've been posting. And it will be interesting for them.
Wow.
Mm.
This is so enlightening to know.
So
I know
like,
MFI
yeah.
is taking a cue. MFI will be seeing you this year, not next year.
So for content creation, any kind of content you create for the community that has substantial informative or educational purpose. So like MFA has been doing stuff on data analytics and stuff like that. So you qualify. Just reading the description shows that you qualify. Blog posts can include LinkedIn posts, but should not include single tweets. So if you do a whole LinkedIn post, you qualify. it counts, basically. An article, a podcast, stuff like that. Mentorship, you have to log how many hours per each session that you did. And mentoring someone for at least 30 minutes is what counts as one session. So if someone comes to you and says, oh, I see you are a data analyst, can you, guide me on how to get into data analytics? If you spend 30 minutes with that person, that counts as a mentorship session. So you log it. So it's not that hard, basically. Talks, keynote. You can do 15-minute keynote and say I went to speak and go and log it. So that's about it. I just wanted you to see that it's not, it's not so far away. It's something that you are already doing. It's just putting that Women Techmaker Ambassador badge on and saying, oh, okay, now I can speak as, somebody who is championing a certain cause. That's it.
Okay, so Samira, I have a question. You mentioned we as ambassadors, you keep logging in to ensure that you are active in the community. Does it come with some rewards that we should be aware of, or some perks as a Women Tech Makers Ambassador? You've been there since 2012, so maybe you could speak more into it. Probably Adiza will come in after you are done.
First of all, it's a what do they call this? Benevola. Jesus, my English is mixing with my French.
Volunteering.
Volunteer work, yes. So it's a volunteer job. You are not paid for it, but you get once a while they might decide to give you swag. So that's about it in terms of rewards. And then when they probably ask you to do a video or give your point of view on something, and they make like either a regional video or a general Google video and say, oh, meet one of our ambassadors, and then they spotlight you or something like that, which is something I don't like, of course. But those are the kind of things, basically publicity for you. And also, if you do not stay active, you will be removed from the program, which will be your loss, because you will not have that platform to do your stuff anymore. And basically, I guess it's just knowing that you are part of that global community gives you some sort of vim to do more, kind of.
Wow.
So the whole idea of, oh no, if I'm going to be removed from this program, I don't get to meet all these wonderful ladies anymore. Because when you are joining Women Techmakers, don't think local, don't think Ghana or Accra, Ghana. Think global, because we have global calls where you will meet the global ambassador, Caitlin, what they call her, the global lead. So yes, basically networking. So you meet people from different countries. You can join hands with somebody in another country to what is it called? To organize their event. So like I'm in France now. I've attended a GDG event in France before. Like you can go to any country and attend their event because we know each other through, it's by association. So don't think I'm joining Women Tech Makers as a Ghanaian or in Ghana. I'm joining Women Tech Makers in Google, is what you should think. Because you are going to be volunteering for Google, not like GDG Accra, for example. That's how you should think about it. So it's basically, I think the most pertinent advantage is the networking because you meet all sorts of people from all over the world.
That sounds exciting already. Yeah, because I mean, the chances of you meeting a lot of people at a go from different parts of the world already is quite slim if you're not in the tech space. Now, having this ambassador badge on, you basically do that on regular basis, right? I think that's exciting for me. Adiza, what would you like to add to that?
Yeah, so as she said, you can collaborate with others for programs. The last time I was able to collaborate with Mozambique, yeah, I spoke on their event, and if you do that, sometimes they give swags, as Samira said. So they sent out from those that were able to collaborate with others or did anything on that WTM were giving swag. So I think that's it. And also the networking as well. And not forgetting um a lot of courses that are being paid, some of especially cloud computing, before those that will understand space for you to work on, you need to purchase it. But with Google, they give you free spaces. And recently they did this SSA that those that joined the program were awarded Bitcoin. Some of them were awarded. So there are these small things that you can benefit from. As you said, it's purely volunteer work, but there are other goodies that comes with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds really fun. I've seen a hand in the um the queue, so I'd like to open up the queue. Okay, it's gone down again. Well, what? Okay, Abba, you can go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, I would like to please can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I would like to ask for instance in Ghana can you have as many as women tech maker ambassadors in Ghana, or it's only one person representing Ghana?
Um,
Okay,
okay, I
Samira.
think we sort of answered that in the beginning, but I'll repeat it. In the past, there was only one per city, but now it is such, the program has become such that anybody can apply, so there can be as many as possible. So no, we don't have to have only one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you to Mariam. Is there any other question? One thing I look forward to when I go for tech events is to win swag. So, I mean, you being Women Techmaker Ambassadors and I mean receiving swags on, I mean, when you speak at events or you organize events, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. And you personally, you have spiked my interest in applying for Women Techmaker Ambassadors. And I believe the women here too have been incited, if not, I mean, excited, yeah, to apply for the Women Technical Ambassador position. Um, I would like to wrap up in the absence of any further questions. So, if you have a question, you may want to either raise your hand or type it in the chat session. But before we go, Samira, would you like to share any final words with us?
Mm, Final words. I've never been asked that question before. Um,
Or any words of encouragement?
I don't
Yeah.
like that sentence. Basically, apply if you feel like this is something that you would like to do. And if you do apply, at least if you are in Accra or if you're in Ghana and you do apply, you can give your name to either me or Adiza, and we'll pass it to Alela, the SSA regional lead, and tell her these are the people we have. So if there's any way we can boost the applications, please do, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. Any word of
Mm.
caution too?
Mm, caution. Not really. Just do it. No real caution. Just if you feel like doing it, just do it. It's not. I mean, there is no. What's the worst that can happen? You will not get it, and then you try again next year. But it doesn't stop you from doing what you are still doing. That will. I mean, even if they don't give it to you, you can still continue doing what you are doing. Next time when you apply, you can state that you've applied before but didn't get it, and this is what you've done or covered since that time. That might even boost your application. So I try not to think negatively. If you don't get it, it means you are not supposed to get it this year. But it doesn't stop you from doing what you need to do. That's it. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
But Aquile is
Yeah, I
yeah.
think Akuli is out. You know. Yeah, so maybe I can also share my final words
Mm.
as we wait for Aquili. Yeah, I think Samira has said it all. You just have to apply if you think this is the road for you. You want to, as she said, some of you are already, yeah, sorry. So some of you are already doing the work. So apply and you'll be welcome to the community, I'm sure. Because Samira took me open handed. I didn't know what I was doing. I just applied and they gave me all that is required, and they added me to some of the WhatsApp groups, the SAC groups, and
Can people hear me? I'm wondering if it's my network or
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
you can hear.
Yes, I'm back now.
okay.
Adiza, have you shared your experience?
We lost Adiza.
Oh, you've lost.
She was speaking and we lost her.
Oh, okay. I'm
Hmm.
so sorry. I also received a call, so my network just broke off. Um, but I can see Adiza on the call. Okay, probably still a network issue. But then, I
Yeah.
Mariam has her hand up again. Please go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry for asking too many questions. I joined a bit late. So I want to know, for instance, if you apply and get the ambassador deal. Let's say you are doing something for your community, and you need sponsorship. Are they going to help you with sponsoring everything, or you have to do everything yourself?
Very good question. So
That's an important question.
if you're
It's a very
organizing
important
an
question.
event, you will get, well, it depends on the kind of event, but you can apply for they call it sponsorship funding, basically, or yeah, support or monetary support. So Google does that. If you are organizing an event for your community as an ambassador, you might be entitled to some support from Google. Sometimes it's swag, sometimes it's money. Lately, it's been money. So, yes, you can apply for support from Google when you organize an event. If you are speaking at an event, sometimes they could help sponsor your trip. Like if you are supposed to travel, they used to give like travel support. But after COVID, when everything went down, the tech companies they lost a lot of money. They had to let go of a lot of people. So of late, it's very rare that they give travel support, but it's not unlikely. Maybe in future they'll start doing that again. But yes, you can get support from Google for handling your events or for travel.
All right, thank you very
Yeah, Mariam, don't feel like you're asking too many questions. You're asking the right questions. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So I think Adiza has still not been able to join again, but I believe
Yes.
her input. Oh, she's here.
Yes.
Any final words?
Yeah, I was saying that if you want to apply, do apply if you get the opportunity. Just as Samira and the GDG took me in, I'm sure you would also be highly welcomed to the community. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, and especially our special guest speakers who have spent time with us to explain the whole program. I know this list is exhaustive, and probably if they had more time, they would have shared so many exciting experiences, the funny ones, um, the other ones. I mean, the ones that they felt they didn't belong and all that. I really wish we could speak about that, but because time is fast spent, probably we could arrange for another session. But for now, this I believe the theme that we set to achieve, we have fully, worked around that. And yeah, so I'm grateful to you all for joining. And yes, do have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
very
night,
much.
everyone.
Bye.
Oh, and this session
Thank
is going
you.
to be recorded, so you may want to so you can visit ViztaEdu, our YouTube channel. We are going to record the session and we'll share the link with our speakers. And for those who are here, you can send us an email at vistaeducation@gmail.com if you want to have access to the recording. But you can basically go to YouTube and search for ViztaEdu, and hopefully by tomorrow the recording should be live. Yeah. So thank you all so much for joining once again. And